Okay, so the first thing you should do is not to be ashamed or kind of avoid debt. Get to the Citizens Advice because we can help as soon as possible and avoid the problem getting any worse. And you can contact us in a number of ways. You don't have to just drop in, you can call our helpline, you can go onto our website, and so there's a number of different routes to get help. It's really important to talk to your creditors if there are immediate issues. Keep in touch with them as a matter of first calls, and then get to us as soon as possible. Then we can help you split apart the debts and prioritise which to look at first, and help you maximise your income and look at benefit entitlements and other issues which might be related to it to help you boost your income, or at least make sure you're getting all your benefit entitlements so that we can then look to make arrangements with creditors. You need to, in the first instance, be looking at ones that you can lose your liberty or livelihood over. So those being rent arrears, mortgage arrears, utilities and council tax, and things like urgencies. So once those are established and you know what debts you have to deal with there, then you can look on to others which we class as non-priority, which are perhaps credit card, loans, ones that you can perhaps negotiate a bit more over, and so that the priorities are immediate ones that you need to focus on. And again, we can help you do that, but the key part is to communicate with your creditors and keep them informed of the problem. The best way to deal with your creditors is to keep in touch with them. Don't avoid making communication. They much prefer that you negotiate and keep them up to date of the debt problem, because it might be something quite short term, which you might be unwell and so not being able to work for a short period, and then you might get back to work. So it's just key to speak to them, or even write to them to say that you're going to get help as well from somewhere like the Citizens Advice. And also to try and say to them, look, can I pay a smaller amount now, and then with a view to getting to the full repayment in due course. So don't avoid opening your mail as well from them, or emails that you might have got from them. Be brave, and don't be ashamed to think, well, it might be a debt, I'm not sure how to deal with it. Yeah, there are a lot of little tips that can help. One I think is really helpful for clients in the first instance is to just find out what your income is and what your expenditure is on just a quick budget sheet. And then it's easier then to say, right, I've got this much left over for spending. Also, if you anticipate a big spend or something like a birthday or a gift or something, or a big bill which is coming up, well then set aside some money each week, just make sure you keep that back. Another thing also which helps is big food shopping. If you can do that online, perhaps, and then you know your budget online, so you don't then not perhaps tempted to get more when you're in a shop. That really helps too. And just little tips like that. But it's being preventative more than a lot of things really, which is the best way to prevent a debt from building up. So I think the one key thing to remember about debt is that it often isn't the presenting issue. There are often other issues going on as well. So the debt might have come about by a problem with a relationship breakdown, someone who's been ill and so they've had to stop work. We can look at benefit entitlements, we can look at housing, we can look at employment. So it's the sort of help we can provide is quite manifold. There are many other things we can help with too. So it's not just about the debt. That's why it's important to get to Citizens Advice, because there are all sorts of other issues that we need to be considering too. And I think that's one of the key things. Another one is debt is a very tricky subject for some, in that it can quickly snowball out of control, or feels like it is. I think the key thing is to stop it as quickly as possible by getting help and facing up to it and not feeling ashamed or embarrassed by the debt, because we're here, we're impartial, independent, and we won't judge. We'll help you from the beginning and work through and look at long-term budgeting advice too.